money bowl is a new concept. However, what's not a new concept is one of the secrets that I'm going to share with you is finding a facilitator. And while I've been doing this for a while, I started to share with my clients what they were working on. And one of the extraordinary things was when they would ask me, okay, well, I have a different session that I do. For instance, I give them a money mantra. Everybody picks a money mantra, and that's something that I'd like you guys to start thinking about. Meaning, what is it that you want? Money is not a bad thing. Money is something that gives us a better lifestyle. So for instance, my money mantra when I started sharing with my clients was, I'm attracting more affluent clients. I have some very wealthy clients. And so one thing that I liked about the wealthy clients, not only were they able to afford many, many sessions, but their mentality is very different than the average mentality, I learned. And so by learning more and more and sharing more with my clients, then I realized when we find that facilitator, we find that friend, as the Bible says, when two or more, when we find another person help us to manifest, whether it's money, it's abundance, it's a relationship, anything that we want, we're taking a very old thing all the way from where I got started was called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. He was a doctor, and it was published in 1910. And that was my first book in the journey of this. And then all these favorite authors, this is one of 2 pages that I have. I have an abundance of research that I've been doing. This book is by a man who is a doctor, but he also basically started studying what makes the difference between somebody who has money and somebody who doesn't. And I don't mean just necessarily somebody who's born into money, but because he was so broke, as well as Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you know about that author too. He was another very, why he was named Napoleon, if a lot of people know this or don't know this, it's because they had no money. And his father named him Napoleon Hill because his uncle, that was very wealthy multi-millionaire, was named Napoleon. So he gave him his surname thinking maybe he would inherit his money. He didn't. However, he became a millionaire on his own because the name made him curious, and so he did a lot of research into money. And it's really anything, if you think of it like this, that we focus on, that we put our intent on, that it does happen sooner or later. One of my fields of specialty is weight loss. It affects us all. And anything in any program that you take, for instance, Weight Watchers, which I actually like, or say Jenny Craig, or any other type of program that you do, why do you lose weight? Well, because you're focusing on it, you're working on it, you're putting your intent into it. However, I do think that there's a vast difference between Dr. Kappas's theory of weight loss with hypnosis, because what we need to do is we need to change our internal dialogue. And that's basically the key to all this success. Our brain is made up, our subconscious is 88% of our brain. About 80% water, but our subconscious brain, by it being that much, that shows us that there's a lot of power in there. Anybody who's ever studied anything of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, cause and effect, they now know of how much power that there is in our mind. It's not just a matter of us thinking something. There's a whole program. For instance, another way is feeling something. Why can you take 2 people that have cancer? They have the exact same cancer. For instance, let's say a really devastating one, say brain cancer. Why does someone recover and someone doesn't? Same exact way. It's because they know that their mind can heal. Of course, it's important to nourish our body, take care of ourselves. I'm all for that. But it is a matter of our mind changing it. Eula will be speaking in a few moments. I've been working with Eula she's been my client for a little over a year. And she's the one that gave me my crystal money bowl. This was another thing that I found out. I had a glass one before. Crystal is a healing property on many levels. Just like, for instance, a stone. A stone has an energetic magnetic field. We all are made up of energy. When we have that, and we take it and we magnify it with our thoughts, There's so much power that I cannot even explain. For people who do know me personally and they know my life history, and I'm not going to get into that, don't want to on any seminar, but the ones that do know me know where I am and where I was and where I am going. From all my different businesses, which is an extra source of income, to what I do as a hypnotherapist, to now I'm doing these seminars. And one reason I'm doing these seminars for so cheap is because there's a lot of people that they can't afford anywhere from $65 to $125 for my services of a hypnotherapist. So they want to manifest money, but they can't afford to do that. But they can come here, and then they can learn a lot here. And we're going to do a lot here that we do in my sessions. In fact, I'm going to walk you down in a little bit. We're going to do a meditation, and we're actually going to do it on the intent that you want. And I want you to start thinking about that. Think about a few things. Number one, I want you to think of a money mantra. Whatever your money mantra is, something that you really want. It could be paying off your bills, it could be getting debt-free, but I want it a little bit more specific. Not too specific, excuse me, my dyslexia comes probably. Sometimes I think I have dyslexia at the tongue, not just in my writing. However, anyway, when you came to me about a year ago, if you don't mind me sharing this, one of her goals, other than a few personal ones that I don't share, it stays in the room, was to quit her job. She wanted to retire early, and she preferred to retire within a year. Not only did Eula retire within a year, but she found Kangen water. She found something for her, a side business that ended up becoming her whole business. Now her career, now her way of life, and now she's quite, if you don't mind me saying, quite affluent financially with this. Plus, I signed up. I work under you. Yeah, because I just fell in love with the benefits that I had health-wise. Plus, a little extra money is nice. But anyway, getting back to the money goal. So, Wyatt started working more, and we can all make our own money bowls. I'm having a lot of requests to sell the money bowls. Down the road I might. For some reason I think people seem to think that I have this magic wand, and they see me, and like one of my clients that's on my money bowl, Lisa Garrett, she's an actress, and she in fact came to see me to be in the union. And she's an actress, and now she's on a national commercial. I won't say how much she's made. It's her personal business in her commercial, but within less than a year, she's now a Screen Actors Guild. She's financially getting more independent, and she has success over success. So some people seem to think I have this magic wand, but yet in reality, it's that co-creating. So whether you come here the second of every Sunday, or you find, I would encourage you to do more than just this. Read some of the books, really investigate, find somebody who can help you co-create, whoever that is. I co-create and do a lot of creating with my daughters. I shared earlier, and my youngest daughter is just, one success after another after another. My oldest daughter, my son-in-law he's an actor. He has a really good philosophy, kind of a little quote that he says, confess it, possess it. I thought, oh, Chris, his name is Christian Roberts. I said, oh, I like that. Can I steal that? So that's not my quote. But anyway, getting back to Eula, I'm sorry here. And so Eula came to me, and not only is she going to be speaking, I won't put you on the spot too much, but she did something that's really beautiful. A lot of people are afraid to love money. It's for the love of money. If you're willing to do something to ever hurt anybody, that's bad. But there's nothing wrong with loving money. How can money love us? Just like there's nothing wrong with loving people. How can people love us if we don't first love them? So Eula made me these little, you say origami, correct?
Yeah.
Heart dollars. And thanks to Eula, you want to pass these out? She made everyone a special little, I'll call it good luck, even though we do make our own luck. Why don't you stand up now? Can you stand up and then you do your testimony and your success story?
I got one of these from a friend, and then I liked it so much, so I dismantled it and put one together myself. I like this very much. It says, number 1, in God we trust. So I thought, I like that.
Yeah.
In God we trust, and money is God in action. But anyway, and then 1, we are one one life, one love, one world, one universe, and whatever resonates in your heart. And then it says United States of America. To me, being here, I chose to be here. You know, it's important to me. I appreciate USA. So I like that, United States of America. And then this side, I like that Eye of God. To me, it's Eye of God. There's the Trinity there. This is just what I think about it. And then, of course, there's the seal of the U.S. government. Like I said before, I appreciate being here in the USA. And then I gave it to a friend, and then she said, oh, it's open heart. See, you can open it like that. And she said, open heart, open mind. So I have a bowl like this one at home. When I see it, it helps me focus. It's a tool. It's a tool in manifesting my financial desires, which is freedom, financial freedom, financial independence. And it's good. Like I've never had so much money since I quit my 7:30 to 5:30 job, because I know, my job is not my source.
Exactly. Yes.
To me, the universe is my source.
You can make me cry. Because I know you so well.
So this is a great tool, for focusing, like what Victoria said, or, it's all one thought, one mind. What we focus on expands. That's what we attract. That's what will come to us.
I feel like the most blessed women and the woman in Burbank, because I get paid to help people. I make a living. I have a career to make a difference in people's life, and all I'm doing is, other than just helping them have the tools that I learned through HMI. I'm not only a clinical hypnotherapist, but I'm also a spiritual psychologist. And I believe that we are spirit. I believe that we are one. I believe that we're all connected. Whatever, I believe greatly in God, but whatever your religion is, and I believe that when we have something to give, that when we offer it to somebody, we offer that out of the intent with nothing in return. Not that there's anything wrong with getting paid for it. I like to get paid too. But Eula's heart is so pure and so right. And she came to this country with everything that you came to me over a year ago, above and beyond. Every one of my clients go from here to there, every single one. But I really believe that when we come with the right intent, and her intent was not just to have success, but to give back. I mean, I have some charities that down the road that I want to take to another level as well. But, she found something where she can make a difference in their health with your Kangen water. And it is. And speaking of that, I'll get back to the money goal. I do want to get into another thing that's important, is to have another side income. My principal career and what I do is I work here out of the salon. I've had my practice here for 3 years. However, I have other multiple streams of income, which is important, that relate with me. One of them is through Eula. I'm into the vitamins, so I do the Yukon and the Kangen vitamins and the tea, and of course the water as well. I'm really into stones. I have a big stone collection, and I have a lot of crystals, and some of my clients, in fact many of my clients, have given me rose quartz crystal, because I do what's called a rose quartz therapy, and I learned that from my teacher's wife, who's from Chile. And it is an amazing healing property, and I want to explain that and get into that, what my clients know about, whether it's bursitis, arthritis, I've had dislocated knee and back issues and whatever. Stones do give off an energy, and I take it with my certain rose oil, and so I do sell stones and jewelry very inexpensively, but that's another source. The rose oil is, I call it my mystical rose oil, but there really is a miraculous proponent in here, and I make my own, and I will pass this around. You're more than welcome to, actually, I tell you what, I will pass this one around because it's a rose oil, so there are a lot of magical properties, but this is a very high grade, so be careful with this. You can put it on here, you can smell it, I put it on candles, I do all kinds of things with it. My clients know I'm a little superstitious too. I'm going to teach you now a little bit about the actual components of money. There are 3 components of money, and this is really crucial, and this is something that every millionaire knows, and most every millionaire does do. For instance, the first and the foremost of money, the component, is to save. And I know a lot of people say, well, how can you save when I barely can make my bills? I, at one time, through my divorce and shortly after my divorce, I had more going out than coming in. My townhouse went into default 5 times. Talk about no money. I had no money. I owed, I swear, seemed like every other person here in Burbank. I'm very blessed. I owed a lot of people thousands and thousands of dollars. And they trusted me to pay them back, and I did. But don't worry, I won't borrow any money from you here. But anyway, the very most important thing is to pay yourself. If you can pay yourself 10%, that's great. If you can only pay yourself just $1 a week, but to pay yourself. And then to pay yourself and put it in a savings account, the second half of that you don't touch. Okay, if you have a little savings that you dip into, that's fine, but you don't touch it. You literally put that away. The second component that is very important part of this money thing that I think is, and it's not necessarily in this order, but that I also think is very important too, is that you invest once you get the savings going. Investing means whatever. For instance, I told you about several side businesses that I have. Even today, not only does this spa make money, even though not much, because I'm trying to keep it as low as possible, as low as they'll let me go, as low as possible. But for instance, something is something that I was raising my daughters with. Something and nothing is nothing. So find something to invest once you save that money, because your money has to grow. Every millionaire, and I've been very blessed, especially recently with several of my clients, every millionaire has a millionaire mentality and has $1 million or more for a reason. And I'm going through a process of interviewing some millionaires, and if I get a few of them that I'm sending out requests to, well then they're pretty big. So we'll see, even if they can just send me an email. And another thing, the third component that I think is the last but the most important, and that's charity. Either to a church, I believe greatly in God, but I have several atheist clients that they don't have that concept. It doesn't matter. Some sort of charity. Do you need some water? We have some. Oh,
Thank you.
Fresh coffee water here. It's cold too. To give to a charity of some sort. It could be even just donating your time. For instance, my youngest daughter, especially a college student, doesn't really have any money, or at least she didn't have any money. And so what she did is she donated her time for helping kids that were autistic ride horses and helping kids with disabilities, and so she donated her time. Another time, her and her fiance, they went out to the grocery store and they bought 25, they did their budget, they bought 25 little paper bags, and they made sandwiches, and they put in chips, and they put in pop, my accent, they put in pop, and they gave it to the homeless. And that was her way of giving back to the community. So those 3 components, I'll reiterate them again, are very important. The first is to save, preferably 10% of your money is to save. The second part of that component is to invest. And then the third and the last, and I think the most important, is charity. Anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Yes.
In your presentation of the money mentality.
Money mentality, yes.
With all the videos, very good
Oh, thank you.
pages of
Thank
what it
you.
is.
Thank you. I I tried to break everything down. I have a lot of background that I've been studying in quantum physics, and I like to be very scientific. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, so I like to be very scientific in my data and my research. But thank you, I broke it down. We're going to spend actual 20 minutes. We're going to turn off the lights. I'm going to do a little bit of the crystal bowl, which is really good for healing.
Everybody says, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that,
It does.
I just...
It does. It works.